Hello students, how are you? Today in this lecture we are going to cover the purchase book. Purchase book, as we have already discussed in our before starting the cash book, then there are different subsidiary books maintained by the business. Those can be purchase book, sales book, purchase return, sales return, bill receivable, bills payable, journal, and so different books are there. So here when we these are the different books in which, and these are also called the books of original entry. And these are also the books of original entry because in these books transactions are first recorded in books. Like in journal we used to record, like in cash book we used to record. So in this also the transactions are first recorded. That's why these are also called the books of original entry. Then purchase book, we can say, is the book in which all the transactions related to goods purchase on credit are recorded. So here goods purchased on credit means no cash transactions. If some goods are purchased on cash, these are not recorded, which means that there is no purchases of assets can be recorded, because purchase of assets are not a purchase, are not called purchases in the business. Purchase of goods only are called purchases. Now, and second thing, as I told you, that only credit purchases are recorded, because why this credit purchases are recorded, why not cash purchases are shown? So for this reason is that cash purchases are already shown in cash book, because when we buy the goods on cash, so cash goes out of the business and that is entered in the cash book. So there it is recorded. So that's why this is not cash purchases are not recorded here in the purchase book. So this is the way how it can be maintained. So when we talk about the columns of the purchase books, so as on the screen you can see a purchase book pro forma. So first column is related to date. In this column, different dates on which the goods are purchased or recorded in the books, in the purchase book, it's shown. Okay, this is, and this also, as double entry system, it happens that transactions are recorded on a chronological order, means date transactions will be recorded first, and the transaction that take on the later date, that will be recorded afterwards. So that is maintained. The second column is name of the supplier, the person who has supplied the goods, his name and detail of the goods, that what goods are purchased, okay, at what rate also it is mentioned there. And then third column is of invoice number. Invoice number shows that by which invoice the goods are bought, that invoice is recorded here. Then comes the ledger folio number, because the parties from which goods are purchased, for to maintain their ledger account, and this number of that ledger folio, ledger page number is mentioned here, that on. So this is the column ledger folio. It shows that on which page number these transactions are, this particular transaction is recorded. So ledger folio number. Then comes the detail. Detail means in this column all the value of all the items are shown, and then total is made, and whatever discount and all is to be given, that is deducted, and whatever tax if applied on that, the tax is added, and what is the amount that is shown. Then different amounts are shown here in this. Then comes the last total amount. In this, whatever amount is the net amount that is shown here in this net column, in the total column. Okay, this way this book is made. After this recording all the transaction in the purchase book, then the total is done of this, of the total column. Okay, then this total is then transferred to the purchase account. Only this entry, this way, by transferring this total to the purchase account, there is no need to write all the transactions, all from different parties, what goods are, how much value of goods are purchased. It is not there in purchase account. The total. So this way, transferring this total saves the time and energy, as well as space also in the purchase book. So this way this is maintained. Now we'll take one question after this, and then try to solve that question, by which you can easily understand. Okay, thank you.